Hello squirrels and welcome to PPM6 TV. Today what it is Zoom-tastic time. I dropped in on my old friend Martyn at SoundKit the other day and it looked like Santa had just been because he delivered a massive pile of Zoom equipment. Now I rummaged through it as you do and I said, hey Martyn, lend me one of those F8Ns. Because I reviewed the F8 for Audio Media a couple of years ago, but I haven't had a chance really to look at the F8n, and I did fancy it. Now, I don't do affiliate links, but I do recommend Martyn. He's a good guy. Now, in the meantime, I got myself one of these, which is the F6, which I suppose is, in terms of total technology, the latest in the Zoom iteration of the F series, and indeed the smallest. So which one should you get? Should you get an F6 or should you get an F8n? Now, I don't normally do out-and-out recommendations, but I'm going to do that here. Christmas is coming and I'm feeling generous. You should get an F8n. You should, really. And I won't be bitter about the fact that I've got an F6. I can't be bitter. It's a great machine, and I've really enjoyed having it and using it, and I will continue to do so. It's just that I do dearly love the new features and the classic features in the F8n. What is it that is convincing me, and are there any reasons that you might want to buy an F6? Well, 3 reasons why you might want to buy an F6. First, size. If you want to kind of put it in your pocket or you're backpacking across the world, maybe size is absolutely important, in which case buy this. 2, it's cheaper. If you haven't got enough money to buy this, buy this. 3, the F8n doesn't support 32-bit float. And I think that may be because the A to D functionality in here is probably the same as in the F8, and the newer 32-bit functionality is only in the F6 as we speak. Who knows? There may be an F9 coming. I don't know. But those are 3 reasons to buy this. But otherwise, you want this. Now, you see, why is that, Alistair? Why are you so certain? Is it the dual card slots on the F8? Well, I do love a dual card slot, but I'm not that bothered. I'm actually more concerned about where it is. The card slots on the F8 are on the side, and therefore they're always accessible. On the F6, the slot is on the back, all well and good. But if you put your NPF series battery on there, bing bang bong, you can't get at your card slot, and that is a real pain. On the subject of batteries and powering, the F8 has a nice Heroes, or as we say in Britain, high-rose connector, which allows you to use all your professional batteries. That's great. Does that sway me? Well, not really. As I say, you can put an NPF on the back of here and it'll last all day long. And indeed, this can be powered by USB-C, like a USB-C power bank or an adapter or whatever. And that's quite nifty. Whereas, you know, now looking a bit clunky, there is a domestic input there. But the USB input, which is mini USB, is not able to power the F8. So it's not that. Is it the new internal features, like the Timecode? It'll hold Timecode for a couple of hours after you switch off, which is very handy for having a bite of lunch. Wouldn't that be nice on a shoot? A bit of lunch. And we'll test the timecode accuracy. That's on the menu, but it's on the menu for another video. Would it be the automix functionality? Well, again, that's a subject for another video, although Curtis Judd, a guy who really knows what he's talking about, he said, well, it's maybe not auto-mixing hard enough, and there aren't settings to change as yet in the firmware. Although, to be fair to Zoom, they are great at putting new features in firmware. I think they've put the automix retro into the old F8, and they didn't need to do that. They didn't have to do that, but they did. So fair play to Zoom. So what is it then? Well, in a way, it's the mixer features. This is a great recorder. Don't get me wrong. This is a great recorder, i.e. something that you set up and you let run, and then you sort it out afterwards once you've captured all the WAVs. That's good for this. But if you're going to mix, then what are you going to mix to? Well, there's 2 places you could mix to. You could mix to the internal card. Well, both of them will do that. But say you suddenly are in a situation where you've gone all trad and you want to plug into a camera. This has got a mini jack on it, and you know that's not going to win any love in the professional market. Whereas on TA3s, on the F8n, you've got fully balanced outputs that are at professional level, and that's a step up from the F8. And that just takes this into the professional realm. You're safe and sound. You know that that will work. Another cabling issue is on the old F8. If you wanted line input, you had to go in on a jack on the combi. Now, if you've got an XLR and plug it in, you can set it internally to line. Again, that's a big boost from the F8. Not having to carry adapters around with you because you've never got the right one at that moment. And talking of mixing, you've got 8 encoders across the front here. And of course, if you needed more than 6 inputs, you'd have to buy the F8. But suppose you didn't, and you've got 6 encoders on the F6. Quite actually, maybe in a more easily get-atable format. However, that's only half the story, because your encoders are either going to be doing level or they're going to be doing trim, i.e. trim is the input gain that's sending to your recorder. Level is going to your mix. And here the F8 and the F8n really win, and the F8n's new software really helps, because you've got a pushy turny dial with a button. And I say pushy turny dial with button overtakes 4 buttons with up 2 for up and down. You know, it's just much quicker. The 32-bit business, well, you know, for set and forget, there's a theory that set and forget, you know, 32-bit, let the mic's dynamic range be inside the recorder's dynamic range, or the dynamic range of your recording be inside the recorder's dynamic range. You don't have to worry about anything. So maybe if you're a don't worry about anything sort of guy and you're comfortable setting that up on an F6, it's the thing for you. But otherwise, hats off to Zoom. They are pushing forward with the F series, and they are to be applauded for that. There will be 2 more videos coming, one with the automix and one with the timecode. Give Martyn a ring, see if he'll do you a deal on one, but whatever you do, don't mention my name. Thanks for coming to PPM6 TV. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Do come back soon. Bye for now.